Miss Tidy Corner. Welcome back. I hope that you have had a great weekend and a great week. We, however, have had sicknesses. My toddler was getting sick in the last video. He ended up having a double ear infection of the inner and outer ear. I don't know what happened. We've been home. I don't know where he picked that up. And then Sunday, my son ended up running a super high fever and he ended up with influenza type A. And so we have just been home with the sick kids trying to survive. My house is an absolute shambles because a sick toddler is not going to let mom do anything when he's awake. And so I'm just trying to catch up today, and hopefully I get to film a little bit today and a little bit tomorrow. But if you're clicking on this video, thanks so much. I am a new YouTube channel, so if you would leave a like or a comment or subscribe to my channel, I would greatly appreciate it. And let's get to it. Up at 6 a.m. for no reason, doctor with my oldest, and just hanging out with my sick kids in the living room. I wanted to give my son a quick haircut while the baby is napping and try out some of the larger sized clipper attachments that I ordered, and they actually fit pretty great, which was awesome. But halfway through the haircut, my son didn't feel good, so we had to finish real quick, and I'm just cleaning up after that. Honestly, I hate cleaning up after a haircut. After the haircut, I moved into the kitchen to try to clean up a little bit. I started with the cleanest counter. Does anybody else hide their pans in their oven? For me, it's such a cultural thing to do. I don't even think about it. Pans belong in there. So as I was working through that side of the counter, I just did whatever needed to be done. So my oil needed to be refilled, and then those counters needed to be wiped, and then the paper towel needed to be replaced. And watch me spill this. I knew I was going to spill it. Just look. There it goes. Yep, I totally knew I was going to spill that. I love having these cute little containers for oil next to my stovetop, but honestly, it's such a chore to always refill them. I always think about that when I watch those restocking videos where people take everything out of their original package and put it in these cute clear containers, and it looks so beautiful. But then I think about all of that extra work that was done to do that, and to do that on a weekly basis. I am not at the point of my life where I can do that. Okay, in the comments below, tell me your opinion about the price of paper towels, because I feel like they keep getting more and more expensive, and I just can't justify to buy them all the time, so I actually don't, but I really do like having them. Next, I am just refilling some napkins, and we go through these so quick with kids. They come and pull one when they need one, and so I like having them in the little dispenser, but we do go through a lot. My son in the basement found my old baby cakes machine thing that bakes cake pops and donuts and things like that, and he wanted to make donuts, so we did that together while he is homesick. Next, I am moving on to my coffee station and just wiping things down, taking everything off, and then dusting everything and making sure that everything is nice and clean and dry. Sometimes my son will make me a coffee and then a little bit of water will spill. So I wanted to make sure that that is nice and dry and it will not warp any more than it already is. One of the things I wanted to do in the new year is to make sure that my coffee maker is set up for the next morning. And look at me achieving my goal. Honestly, I haven't been doing that. Maybe half and half. I've been successful, but I am today. Did you set any New Year goals and how are you doing with them? Look at me trying to get some engagement in my comments. Okay, here it is. One side of the kitchen looks pretty decent. So now I'm just moving on to my middle island. Here I am just kind of putting everything away after our lunch. I am the only one who will eat taco meat in my family. My daughter would, but the taco seasoning is spicy for her. So whenever I make it, it's just me who will eat it. So I always have a lot of extra left over. So I'm just going to prep some burritos to freeze and pull out whenever I need a quick lunch. And I didn't have any refried beans to put in them, but I did have some of those kidney beans, which will work. I just went ahead and drained them so that they are not slimy and liquidy. Also, I only had the small tortillas at home and I needed to use them because they've been home for a while. And it kind of proved to be a little difficult to wrap all of that stuff inside that small shell. Did you guys know that anything that is in the freezer aisles at the store is everything that you can freeze as leftovers in your own home? I heard one of the influencers talk about it, and before that, for some reason, that didn't click in my head until I actually heard her say that. So I want to pass that on and tell you that anything that is in the freezer aisle, you absolutely can make at home and freeze it and make it so much more healthier without all of the preservatives and other things that are not good for you. The older I get, the more food conscious I get. And I guess that's what happens when you get a little bit older and a little bit wiser. So here I am trying to make another healthier choice by grating my own cheese because the grated cheese at store has some kind of chemical on it to make it the way it is and stay perfect. And so I am just trying to get used to grating my own cheese, but I don't like doing it that way. And I want one of those little tools that everybody has where you just put the block of cheese inside and you spin a little handle and it grates it for you. I know you just see me working away making my little burritos, but let me tell you, the amount of times that I was interrupted by my kids trying to get this done was an insane amount. And here I am joined by my little guy who is up from his nap and he wants to be where I am. So up on the counter he goes and spreads cheese around and meat around, but that's okay because I'm still getting stuff done. My little one absolutely loves avocados, especially with a little bit of anything but bagel seasoning. And so I am just cutting a little bit of leftover avocado for him to try to keep him busy. He's usually pretty good about feeding himself, but this avocado was just a little too soft for him and he kept trying, but he could not get that avocado on his fork. I was able to make quite a few of these burritos, so I am going to have lunch for days. Here I am just splitting my lettuce in half. I decided that I am going to save half of that for my dinner, and then the other half will be just salad for the family. I don't know what I was thinking when I cut this avocado in the morning. Must be all of that sleep deprivation because I never cut my avocado like that. Usually I just cut it down the middle and I have perfect slices. I am just throwing a bunch of ingredients into my salad so nothing goes to waste and doesn't take up space in the fridge. Later I'm going to add some fresh tomatoes and whatever else I can find. So we finally made it out of the house to go pick up some Walmart groceries. Thank goodness for pickup. Next, I decided to go through the car wash because we've literally just been home and the kids were just going a little crazy. So I decided this would be fun for them. Well, for the older ones because the little one is terrified. His big brother is so sweet. He unbuckled and was just holding his hand the entire time, trying to calm him down. Yeah. I tried to bring as many groceries as I can in one trip, but I decided that I should record this important information for you guys, so I made extra trips. Come on, it's cold out. Come on. Ball, come on. Now that I convinced my toddler to come back inside, I am just unpacking the groceries. He legitimately wanted to go play in the sandbox, and he did not care how cold it was. Okay, food prices are absolutely out of control. All of this food was like $80. That is insane. I bought these bagels to try because my daughter said she needs bagels for packed lunch because her friend brings bagels for packed lunch. I love coconut, and so I got these to try, but it is not what I expected. It is the next morning. I sent my one kid to school and then I hired a little bit of help to help me with chores today. And honestly, I think it was worth it. Good job. He, however, did not appreciate my supervision over his work. Mm-hmm. Good job. Can you believe we put a load of laundry before coffee? I am pretty impressed of our teamwork. Next, it's a beautiful day outside, sort of a little gloomy, but open some windows. And honestly, I was planning to film so much more, but my day kind of went the other direction than what I have planned. And so here's a little snippet of me moving my wet clothes into the dryer. And now they are dry, so I'm going to attempt to fold it and kind of chit chat. But surprise, my phone ran out of memory. So I spent the rest of the day trying to get files off of my phone. One more thing I wanted to ask you guys if you made it this far in the video. My toddler has an antibiotic that's oral and then he has drops that go inside his ear. And we are a few days into the antibiotic and I have noticed that he is so aggressive. Has anybody else noticed that with their own kids? My two other kids, when they were little, had antibiotics a few times, but I never noticed that. But with him, he is getting more and more aggressive with each day. And today, he literally spent the entire day just hitting us. If you are still here, I hope that you have enjoyed this video. I hope I have motivated you to go clean something, to organize something, to do a load of laundry. Anyways, my phone's about to tell me that I am out of memory. So thank you for watching. I hope you consider subscribing, and I will see you next time.